The past few years have been weird. And I mean real fucking weird. Coronavirus, Shiba Inu, Alex Baldwin, China. I mean, what the hell even anymore? You know what I mean? And this is just scratching the surface of all the crazy crap that's been going on recently. My theory is we entered an alternate dimension somehow, and we just need to beg Benedict Cumberbatch to fix it already. Get us out of this alternate universe where former Viners are beating the shit out of actual professional championship fighters. What is happening? Is the world ending? By the way, Tyrone Woodley, I have lost every ounce of respect I had for you. How could you lose to a YouTuber? And not just lose, but get your ass completely kicked. Twice. I know a lot of you are confused right now, and that's my fault. I'm not the best at making intros for my videos, but that's okay, because you read the title and clicked on this video, so you already know where this is going. We're going to cover a phenomenon happening right in front of all of us. The Jake and Logan Paul fights that are captivating 11-year-olds all around the world and rightly pissing off everyone else. And as much as it hurts me to say this, these fights are absolutely genius. And I just realized the genius not too long ago. And before you click off thinking that this is going to be a video of some weirdo sucking off Jake Paul for about 11 minutes, you're wrong. I actually despise both of the Paul brothers. Is it because they're more successful and handsome than me? Maybe, but that's besides the point. We're here to talk about their new professions as boxers and why I think it was a genius 1000 IQ play. Now, the humble beginnings of the Paul fights were humble, to say the least. It first started off as a feud between internet personalities KSI and Logan Paul. I don't know what the beef between them were, mainly because I don't care, and also I don't want my Google filled up with this crap more than it already is. But the main point is they decided to eventually finish this feud off in a boxing match. The lead up to the fight and the victory threw Logan Paul's popularity through the roof. So much so that Jake himself got into the mix and fought his very own YouTuber. And he beat his ass. These fights go on, gaining more and more popularity, eventually pushing them through the ceiling of normal successful YouTuber popularity. Now people who have never heard of them, and rightly never would have heard of them in the normal circumstances, are talking about them. And this is where the light bulb goes off, and where the genius starts. They see a career path in front of them that was unattainable before, and they take it. While also at the same time, taking some playing cards from the great Conor McGregor's playbook. You see, when it comes to fighting, the more that people like you, the more that people are going to show up to your fights. Obviously. But there's also another way to get people to show up to your fights. And that is to get people to hate you. So much so that they are willing to pay actual money to see you get your ass kicked. And no one did this better than Conor McGregor. And I don't know if they did this subconsciously or if they did it strategically, but after the first couple of fights, Jake and Logan Paul went from normal crap talk into talking as much crap as humanly possible, to the point where it became obnoxious. They are not nearly as well versed as Conor is at the art of crap talk, but it still has the same effect. And leading up to each fight, they talk more and more and get bigger and bigger reactions and turnouts to their fights. Now this is all fine and dandy, but this alone is not going to get you rich and famous. As you can see from a crudely made flashcard I made for this video, business equals money, fame, and girls. Obviously, they had a pretty good starting point from being pretty popular from their YouTube channels. And the crap talking that we were just talking about is helping a lot as well. But we need more to make a successful fighting business. And that is where our next genius play pops its ugly little head. Jake initiated the delicate art of proving people wrong in the fighting industry. Now, again, I hate being the person to talk about this since I'm just not a fan of them. But at this point, they have proven me wrong many, many times now. Especially Jake. Lesser Logan, but mostly Jake. And I'll explain this delicate art. Jake's first fight was a fluke. It was just him fighting another internet celebrity who has never been outside of the house for more than 20 minutes at a time from making YouTube videos. Kind of like me. He fought a more successful me. But what he did next was another stroke of subconscious and idiotic genius. He decided that after his very first fight that he was going to become a professional boxer. Why did he come to this decision after fighting once against an unathletic nerd? I don't know. But here we are. And the first thing he did after making this revelation was he made a game plan to prove his haters wrong. And he would continue to do this, one fight at a time, and piss them off more and more. So where do you find your haters? Twitter, pretty much. Twitter and Instagram, or YouTube, or Twitch. I mean, pick your poison. First, they stated that he wouldn't make it in fighting because the only fight he had was against an unathletic dweeb, which, in all honesty, is a factual statement. So, his next fight was against a professional athlete. In comes Nate Robinson. After he slaps up Nate Robinson, people stated that it was still a fluke because Nate Robinson is just an NBA player, not an actual fighter, which again, it is facts, but I mean, who in their right mind would want to fight Nate Robinson? I mean, I certainly don't, but I digress. So he steps it up, and in comes Ben Askren, an actual UFC fighter. He beats him too. Everyone says it's because Askren's not really actually that good. He's been out of his prime for some years now, and he's only good at wrestling, which again, I can't argue. I can't argue with that statement. So next, he steps it up again and fights Tyron Woodley twice. An actual champion of the UFC for quite a bit of time. And he beats his ass twice. The second time, just knocking him out straight cold. I mean, sleepy time. Look at all these memes. This happened just 4 hours ago. The internet is a cold, heartless place. So anyways, yes, that happened 4 hours ago, but I can almost guarantee you that people are going to say it's because Woodley is washed up. He only got a belt because he entered the UFC at the right time. It was a lot easier back then, blah, 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 which, I mean, is still kind of factual-ish. I mean, the UFC is a lot more tough nowadays, and it seems like Tyron Woodley actually doesn't know how to fight. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know what's going on with him. I'll tell you what, though, I'm done watching him fight forever. But anyways, you guys see the pattern that's going on here. His next fight, he's going to step it up again, maybe actually fight a boxer this time, someone who would actually challenge him, maybe like Mike Tyson. And if he wins again, then maybe actually someone young and in their fighting prime, we will see. But what I like about what Jake is doing here is he is perfectly pacing out his fights, progressively increasing in difficulty and not just jumping straight into a lion's den and blowing all of his potential out of the window. This is the best way to build experience and build your come up in fighting. You see, the best time to follow a fighter is during their come up. Everyone loves you, everyone hates you, everyone is talking about you, everything is just turbulence. The more fights it takes you to get to the end, the better, which the end would be a title fight or a couple of devastating losses on the attempt to a title fight. The point is, the more he wins and progresses, the more he gains in popularity, hate, experience, etc. And the better the climax. Pause. If he does somehow actually make it into the championship, I'm talking about Jake, of course. Logan, I don't think has this kind of potential. But for Jake's sake, if he does actually make it to the championship fight, or in the top rankings of actual boxing, the internet would shit itself. So I personally hope that never happens. But if it does, things will get interesting. At least we'll get a lot of memes, right guys? But this is not really what this video is about. The genius in all of this was figuring out the business decisions, taking them and executing. If it was subconscious or strategized, it doesn't matter. What matters is that it happened. And no matter where they go from here, the impacts that they have made by doing this will last. Both brothers are more famous than they ever thought they probably would be. And this, guys, is what the 1000 IQ play is. It was so genius that they probably didn't even mean to do it. It just happened. Spooky, right? Now, what will be interesting to see is if this actually goes anywhere important. People are still sketched out on fighting them. As you see with Tyson Fury's brother backing out of the Logan fight, it seems like actual fighters are hesitant on fighting them. And I think I know the reason why. It's because if they actually lose to these guys, they're scared that their career will be over, which could be the case, actually. You would be known as the guy that lost to the YouTuber. And that's not where you want to be if you want to make it in professional boxing. But we will see if the stigma lifts. I would say the next genius play would be figuring out how to make your presence heard in actual professional boxing. Do I think they have a chance against actual boxers? Hell no. But I have been proven wrong, so we will see. At this point, I'm numb to the pain that they bring me and just want to see the sparks fly. I personally want to see them get annihilated by someone like Alexander Usyk or Alan Babbage. Please make that happen. Please, God. Please. Mwah. Please. That would be amazing. I don't know where this is going. I think their end goal was far surpassed, and now they're just kind of like pulling straws out of a hat trying to figure out what to do next. So we will see. But that's basically all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, let me know in the comments. And maybe try out some of my other videos. This video is out of the norm for my channel right now, but I'm going to be doing more things like this in the future. You know, kind of expanding from just video game stuff. Thank you guys once again, and I'll see you guys next week. And if not, then I will definitely go back to weekly releases in January. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video.